Hello everybody, this is Kathy. I hope you all are doing well today, and thank you for coming to my channel and joining me for this Mashup Monday. Today, I want to take something that I learned on Camelia Craft Design. Julie created a one-piece fold out for your journals, and I adapted it mashed it up with that and something that I saw on Bohemian Crafting, Eva's channel. So let me show you what it is. I just love it. Okay, it folds out like this. It has a pocket up here. This folds down, and we have a pocket here, another pocket here, and then we have a window pocket here. We turn it over, we have a pocket here, and if we open it up, I kind of opened this all backwards. We have a pocket here, and I already showed you the center, and we have a pocket here. So let me show you again how this is supposed to work. You open it up like this and like this, then you have your pockets. These open up, this folds down. I have a pocket here, here, and here, here, and here. So in Julie's original, she didn't have this fold down. So I added this. I thought it was kind of cool. Okie doke. Always forget which way it goes. So we're going to make that tonight. And I hope you stick around and try it. First thing you'll need is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Non-directional would be great, but you don't have to make it non-directional. And you'll need another piece, either scrap or another piece for some of the inside pockets. The first thing you'll need is your scoreboard. And we're going to start with the scoring. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to score at 4 1/8. All the way down, and 8 1/4. Then you're going to turn it once to the left, and you're going to score it at 3 1/2. And 9. Where's 9? I can't see. There we go. Okay. For right now, you can put your scoreboard away. We are going to use it in a moment. I'm going to put mine down here. Okay. I know it's hard to see on mine. So let me make sure I'm doing this right. We're going to cut out, you have a top that has bigger squares than the bottom. Okay, so you're going to twist it back to the right. You just cut it like this at 3 1/2 and 9. You're going to twist it back so that your bigger squares are on the top. You have your longer rectangles in the middle, and you have your smaller square thingies at the bottom. And what you're going to do is you're going to, in order to make it easier to fold the pockets up, you're going to cut slivers right next to the score line on the bottom. So on either side of the score line, all the way up to the first horizontal score line, you're going to cut out a little piece. And I'll cut that off in a second. I'm going to do the same thing to this side. And I'm going to come back here. Need to cut it a little more. Then you have something that looks like that. You don't have to make them as big as I did, but that's what I did. So what can I say? I want to make sure I'm doing it right, so I'm going to use my sample that I made. I want to make sure I have the bottom where it belongs. I'm going to come and I want to cut this square up here. So I'm going to turn it. So I'm going to turn it once to the left. And I'm going to cut it not this way like we did the bottom. I'm going to cut this on the side. And I'm going to make those slivers just like I did. Just like that. Then, over here, so if I turn it back to the right, right up here on this side, I'm going to also cut a sliver. And I'm doing that one vertically. Just like that. So now if I turn it back around, I have something that looks like this. I have 3 pockets at the bottom. I have 1 that comes from the side. And I have 1 that comes from the top over. Okay? Do you need me to go over that again? You have 3 slits at the bottom, and then I turned it once to the left. I cut a slit on the top left-hand box so that I can fold it that way. And then I turned it one more time and I cut it slit there, just like that. The next thing I'm going to do, since I have it out, is I'm going to round the corners. And I'm pretty much rounding them. You have this one on the 1/4 inch side. I just like the way it looks. Whoop. Still have some more here. And I think that does it for the rounding. Don't glue anything yet. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make this flap. So you're going to need a piece of paper, and that piece of paper needs to measure 7 5/8 by 8. So let me get my cutting board out. And we're making it 7 5/8 by 8. 8. Turn it, and 7 5/8. Okay, I'm going to turn it back around so that this is my 8 inches. Just so I can remember that, because they're so similar. Then I'm going to take my scoring board back out. And I'm going to score it at 4. I'm going to turn it and score it at 2 1/8. Is that right? Yeah, 2 1/8. So now I have something that looks like this. And I can put my scoreboard away. I'm not going to use that again. What I want to do next is, let me make sure I'm doing this right, because it's going to fold out like this. I'm going to cut out the right-hand side, little box at the bottom. It's going. And I'm going to cut it right above the score line and right to the left of the score line. Just like that. And while I'm here, I'm going to take a sliver out. Whoops. Just a slight sliver out of this side and a slight sliver out of this side. You can save that. And I should have something that looks like this. And I want to make sure I'm going to go to the bottom middle flap. There's the fold over at the top, and I want to make sure it fits. And that looks good, except I think it could be trimmed just a little bit. And I'm going to trim that bottom a little. And I don't know what side I want to show. I think I want to. And I want to round the corners on these as well. We still haven't glued anything down. You say, come on already. And at the bottom. And before we glue anything still, I don't know what side I want. Let me decide. I'm actually going to go like this. Okay, I think I'll do this side. Okay, what I want to do is I want to cut out a window as if I had a window envelope. And if you've never done it, it's very easy to do it right on your cutting thingy. Mine has a wire that makes it pretty easy for me to see. I kind of figure out where I want it to be. And on this particular one, I'm going to make it be at, I don't want it right in the middle. I'm going to go at 8. On here it says 8.5, so I'm going to go cut it down to about 11.5. Then I'm going to lift it up a bit, and I'm going to move it over depending on how wide I want to make. I hope you can see it. Let me bring it so you can see it. How wide I want to make it. I'm going to go cut it, matching up the same notches. I just have to match this. Then I'm going to turn it. I didn't. And you can actually feel when the blade goes in. Okay, and then I pop that out. And I have a little window. But I need to put some acetate in there. And I buy my acetate by the roll from Amazon. So I'm going to put that, and I merely going to use my adhesive runner and just put it down. Just like that. I'm going to tape it in place. And voila. Should have cleaned that up first. That's okay. Okay, now let's start notching. And if you're going to ink, you can ink. I don't think I need to ink on this paper, so I'm not going to. But I'm going to add my notches. And let's do the main one first. Those are here. That's going to go like that. And here. And here. For those of you who are beginners, you know, this little, there's arrows on the side of your little punches. And that'll tell you how, you know, if you go there, you're halfway, you'll make a half circle. Took me a while. I'm a slow learner. Took me a while to realize that. Okay. And those are our me see if I want to do it this way. I kind of like it like this. Well, I'll do it the way I started because it might confuse you if I know it confuses me. Okay, now it's time to glue. Just like that. I'm going to save this one. And this one, I want to put, if I can find it, where'd it go? Here it is, my little window one. And I want to notch this as well. And in order to glue this on, you have to fold this up. You can go ahead and put glue on it. And you want to notch this. And this one you're gluing on the outside, on the sides and at the bottom. And when you put it on, make sure you've lined it up really well. The bottom has to be at the very bottom or it won't fit. You'll have to trim it. I've matched it up down there. So it's hard for you to tell, but I have a pocket here and here. And on the window, I'm going to put glue at the top and this top, or this bottom. Just like that. And my notch for these, I'm going to put a notch in both pieces. But I made a little smaller notch. I didn't want to go too close to the window. Okay. This goes down here. This folds here. This one folds this way, and this one folds. I did something wrong. Let's try again. Okay, next, let's see if I have it here. All the pockets, the windows, etc. Next thing I'm going to do is cut out some little closures. And I'm going to do that using this Fiskars Leah Griffith tag punch that punches this. So I really only need, let me see which side I used over here. I used the fat side, so I'll use that. Just going to use this side. And I need 4 punches. Okay. So I've ended up with something that looks like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue one here. And this does need some inking blinking. And when I glue it, just going to glue half of it. Just like that. And I want this to kind of stick right into a piece. So I'm going to cut the first notch off of this one. I'm going to ink it. And then I'm going to glue the bottom part of this one. Just a little bit at the bottom. And I want this to be able to fit right into that to close it like that. And then on the other side, I kind of like the different colors. I'm going to ink this up as well. I kind of feel that I should have inked up everything, but I can still do that. Inked up half of it. Plop it on. And I think I'll do this part. Look at that sponge. I really like it, but I think it's time. Whoops. I forgot I wanted to cut part of it off. And then glue the bottom. And that's that. So that opens. That comes down. I have my window pocket here. My 2 pockets here. Closes like this. Open on this side. And this side. And I have pockets here. What I'm going to do, because I do have some cards that I could plop in there really quickly, just to give you an idea. This, by the way, is the Stamperia Time collection. which I just think is so pretty. Eternity is in love with the productions of time. Okay, whatever you say, whatever that means. I wonder if it means what I interpret it as. I wonder what they interpret it as. I'll put one in there. Let me cut out a few more. I have this one written in another language other than English. Looks like Italian. You know what's so incredible to think about is while I'm here having a good old time crafting, God, please bless the folks in Ukraine. God bless them. You just read about the deaths. It's just so unimaginable. It really is. I'm older than probably most of you guys, you know, and you kind of, in my 20s, you know, thinking that someday there would be peace. Well, heck, my life's not going to last that much longer. Man does terrible things to man. And man does beautiful things to man. And women. I kind of like this for in here. And one more. The thing about Stamperia collection is it only has like 10 sheets. And on the back of 2 of the sheets are these beautiful cards that, you know, if you use them, then you only have 8 sheets left. And let me tell you, it ain't cheap. Okay. So at least you have an idea. Oh, there should be a card. Where's my other little? There it is. One more card. That's not going to work, so I'll put this one in. Well, actually, I have this in. It's pretty. Oh, while I'm here, I want to really thank my subscribers who entered to win the giveaways. Congratulations to all the winners. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. I'm going to make this a little shorter. I'm still waiting for one person to get back to me for their prize. What's on the other side? That'll show up a little better. Okay, so this goes up, this goes around, this goes down, this goes down, and this goes down. Well, I hope you enjoyed our Mashup Monday. Thank you to Bohemian Crafting and Camelia Craft Design for all your inspiration you guys always give me. I really appreciate it. You all have a great Monday and a great week. Don't work too hard. And please pray for Ukraine. Thank you. Have a good one.